Oh, that one hurt me. That one hurt me. You fooled him.
We tricked him. We tricked him good.
God, I got it so good. Joke's on him, asshole.
Screwed up his breakfast.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Take two. Take two.
I knew you were going to do that as soon as you said, man.
Just walk right up.
All right. Tell us who you are. Tell us where you're from. Tell us about yourself as a guide.
My name's Ben Hardy. My family was one that was very opportunistic, and like bending the rod was a lot of fun. So grew up with fishing, and that's kind of what put it in me. I was my grandfather's fishing buddy. Like I was the right age when he retired, and off we went, where I just connected to it a lot, and my brothers did not so much, so here I am, basically. I blame him. At this point, I'm an outfitter on the Missouri River. I was the head guide for Headhunters Fly Shop for 15 years. I opened a store with them. I've been guiding on this river for 18 years, and part of the key, in my opinion, of being a fishing guide, or one that I respect in any fishery, is never considering yourself the grizzled old vet. Whether you've been guiding for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 25 years, unless if you're actually that guy who's been there the longest, like I think it's super important to keep in your mind that there's somebody with more experience. It's kind of one of those deals like any job. I don't care what job you're in, you don't know anything on the first day. I don't care how much schooling you've got. Like you learn as you go, and if you've got your head on your shoulders and the right mentality and the right kind of people presence and the right bullshitting skills, you get through day 1, 2, 3, 700, and like you just keep building knowledge and experience, and that's how it rolls. It just keeps going. So the town of Craig, Montana, I think is a fairly unique spot in the world in that we're not near any major city. We're sitting in between two cities of less than 60,000 people. It's always interesting to me, my wife's a teacher, and the kids that graduate high school have no idea that this is arguably the best trout stream in North America. And I think it's arguably that because of its averages, and its average day of fishing, its average fish, and just what generally you can put together in a day. There's lots of places where you can go catch big trout. This is a place where even when it's not very good, you can still have what I think most trout fishermen would consider is a good day of trout fishing. And it's kind of size-based, it's method-based, and it's quantity-based, and all of the above. I think this place it's also amazing for its ability to challenge an angler of any level. You can kind of choose your own adventure on this river. You can challenge yourself as much as you want to be challenged. Way to trick him.
For a second there, I thought the fly was in my nose.
I do think the respect for like experience has changed. Guide behavior and fishing etiquette has changed a little bit. Your personal space bubble has shrunk, whether you like it or not. You've had to adjust that. So that's kind of a negative change I've seen, but that's more in terms of guiding and fisherman culture than in terms of the fishery. Fishery-wise, I also think that's a hard one to answer. And on a river and in any fishery, you know, these things are cyclical to where you can't look at a low spot in trout population and say, this is a giant problem, you know, to where you always have to like look back at a body of knowledge and take a long view of it and not be too reactionary. So I'm not sure of the answer to that question. I have in the past asked myself, because this river is an unbelievable giver. You know, it's got an incredible fish population and the fish are big. Like your average fish here is incredible. You know, I've guided a lot of days where you don't see a fish less than 17 inches. Which is incredible by most trout standards. I think that has drawn all these people here, but I've always asked myself the question, like, is there ever a break point where pressure matters? And I do think we've started to see a little bit of a break point where pressure is influencing both fish populations and your average fishing day. I think there are times where these fish are getting beat on a little bit more than they used to. Kind of culturally and client-wise that I have seen change is the clientele's changed a little bit as this place has become more popular, to where I think a lot of people kind of buy the ticket like they're buying a ticket to an amusement park, and then they get to ride the ride. And that angler curiosity factor, or like their history as an angler, doesn't play into it. So conservation-wise in the Missouri, it's, I mean, in a way, like I think myself, like anybody who's fished here for a while, feels like a real personal, deep connection to this river. And I do feel like it's this incredible giver. And I feel like we need to take absolutely the best care of it as we can. And like, I've had the question over the years of like numerous different levels of like, hey, can I keep a fish? Hey, can I, take 10 pictures of this spawner, rainbow or brown? And usually my answer is like, hey, that's my business partner. Like, we gotta take care of that thing. And honestly, I care more about like releasing this pre-post, mid-spawn brown more than I care about you being able to show your friends that photo. The Instagram culture and the social media culture in some ways, you see so many pictures of like a big fat rainbow who's a spawner, and they've got him out of the water taking a picture, and they hashtag conservation. My question is, what are you talking about? Like, you can't hashtag conservation and have that mean anything. God's not watching you hashtag that and saying like, yeah, I'm gonna help that rainbow trout who was deprived of oxygen for 6 minutes, which to me is insane, absolutely insane behavior towards my business partner. Like, we want these fish to reproduce. We want them. We've got this incredible, like, natural reproducing resource, and I watch people like kicking the pregnant lady in the stomach. What does bother me as a catch and release angler and as a steward of the river is watching people who should know better act in a way that does not help. All that being said, I've caught spawners, because there's a lot of fish that spawn in like 3 feet of water and fast water, and occasionally you stick one. And there's a difference between doing that and like intentionally rowing in circles around a conglomeration of fish who are trying to breed. So that's where I draw the distinction. Realistically, if Montana wanted to get hardcore about conservation and like fish spawning, the Missouri would have the same season as the creek season. So the creeks aren't open until the 3rd week of May when the spawners are done. Like, being realistic, if you're gonna fish through those times, stay away from them. Don't harass them. Let them procreate, and it doesn't matter. You can go, if you're pegging an egg and fishing reds on this river, you're gonna catch 50 big rainbow trout in a day. If you're fishing a sow bug, not intentionally targeting reds, you're gonna catch 30. In my opinion, there's not a lot of difference between 30 and 50 when you go trout fishing. And I think as anglers, we gotta wrap our head around that and like get away from any sort of greed factor and say, that's a fantastic day of fishing. And that's enough.
All right, we did
The
it.
sort of greed that kind of plays into that is always a little bit like crazy to me, because it's like, I don't know, bro, we've seen like 7 of your best days ever, like, and you're 75. It could be worse from here on out.
Do you want to talk, is there anything about water management? Is there anything in that vein that you want to bring up?
The Missouri's really, really fortunate in some senses in terms of water management, because our dam can only put so much through it in terms of hydro, to where it doesn't benefit anybody to run like pulses of water. So like, our water manager's perfect? Definitely not. For our resource, Mother Nature does call most of the shots. But at the same time, like, there's a lot of mouths to feed with our water. And I think generally speaking, our stable flows, clear water, it's what we got. And in my mind, I don't see anybody like intentionally or otherwise like screwing it up. There's some certain fluctuations which change water temp, which as a guide or angler, you go, God, why'd they do that? That's just something that happened. And it's not, maybe it's mismanagement. Maybe one of the monkeys pressed the wrong button. Who knows?
Okay, you rolling now? Yeah. This episode for me is very special. I grew up in northern Idaho, fishing the Coeur d'Alene River. That's where I ended up guiding. That was like that's where I fulfilled a different dream of mine. That was really a dream that was a little bit more prolific than music for the most of my life, if I'm just being 100% honest. And there's really only a few people in my fly fishing world that I really looked up to. One of them definitely being Mike Beard at Northwest Outfitters in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. And the other one, truly, when I was a kid, was Ben Hardy here on the Missouri out of Craig, Montana. I don't know exactly when I met Ben. I started coming to Craig Montana when I was probably about, I'd say 12 years old. It was when the very first time I came over here. And it was such a monumental shift in my life. There's not many years where I haven't been back here in Craig, Montana, fishing here at least twice a year. And it really started with Ben. This is not a new river to me, as far as if, we're talking about final thoughts here and like my final words on this episode. It's been stated already in this short talk that I've been on this river quite a bit. Not enough to know it really well. On this river, I am by no means a skilled fisherman. This is a tough river, and we are here in the middle of August. The one thing that you'll notice about this video is that there aren't boats 3 feet from us or 5 feet from us or 50 feet from us or 500 yards from us. We're here at a time of year that is tough and techy, and we put big fish in the boat. And for most rivers, that would be a great day. We fish dry flies, and we put big fish in the boat. And a lot of fish, like some of the fish in the video too, like the average size in this river is 16. And like for most people, if they went out and did dry fly fishing for 2 days on any river, that would be maybe their best day. You can't just come out to the Missouri and do whatever you want with these fish. They have a ton of food to eat. They see a ton of flies. There's a lot of pressure, especially from the dam essentially down to Pelican Point. It's a legendary stretch of river, but it sees a lot of people. And even in my time from coming here, I've definitely seen the increase of fishermen and whatnot. It's very important for me to feature Ben and the Missouri in especially the very first season of this, because to me, if you go to a trout town, this is the staple. There is not another place in the world that is this fly fishing centric. There's not another place in the world that has a resource like this, to be honest. There's plenty of great rivers out there, and I think there's a lot of rivers, even off of our very first episode on the White, there's a lot of episodes that have potential to be the best. But as far as a well-managed, day in, day out, a lot of guides on it, a lot of trout coming out, great hatches, good water, this is kind of it. If this is the best, what could be better? And I think that is kind of the reality of this episode, is that, while it is an amazing fishery, there's always things that can be better. So I think in theory, it checks all the boxes for sure. And the biggest check box that it has on this river is the community of people that care about it, the day in, day out, even the clients, for the most part, they've been coming here for a long time. But yeah, I definitely think that there is something about this river as far as the people who should know better should do better. It shouldn't just be this river. That should be all rivers. But in general, yeah, like the Missouri River is a phenomenal fishery. Ben Hardy is, to me, there's a little bit of bias because I grew up with him and I love him to death, and he's an amazing fly fisherman, and he's a great guide, he's a great teacher. I really think in general this is a place that should be not necessarily, it shouldn't be used, it should be respected. And if the rest of people who fish in the world can look at this fishery and say, if that could be better, what the hell is going on with my fishery? If that can be the baseline and the staple, then I think we go in the right direction quite a bit. I agree with Ben in a lot of ways that, social media has done a thing to this river as well. And really just in general, like social media has changed fly fishing and the outdoor space in opposite direction. There should be some kind of internal check, some kind of line in the sand that you draw that you are not willing to cross in order to jeopardize a resource. It's something we haven't really talked about yet. And it really wasn't until we were on the river with Ben and he brought it up that really kind of changed my mindset of like, what is the pinnacle of this thing? And to me, that's it. It's that everyone is willing to do things differently. And some people just want to dry fly fish, and some people are cool with nymphing, which obviously, however you want to do it is fine. And however you want to fool the fish is completely okay, even to where you're going to catch and keep it. But by all means, if you're going to catch the fish with plans of releasing it, and you are a steward of the river and you claim that, you are the one who knows better. Your job is to teach the people in your boat what that is. And really, this ramble and this rant that I'm doing has nothing to do with this river. The thing about this episode is that it really brought me into the entire thing that is Fin and Feather. The words of Ben Hardy of "you should know better" is the best summation for me for what this actually is about and why I started it. We have no agenda. There's no reason why we do it besides the fact that we want to do it. But that is the thing to me that matters the most. We don't care how big your fish is. We just want to do it again tomorrow.